A very pleasant afternoon to you, and thank you for joining us on Beetv News Update at 3. My name is Temitope Oluwafemi, and now to the news in details. The Zamfara state government has confirmed that 50 people were killed, properties destroyed, and an unspecified number of individuals abducted during last Friday's bandit attack on Dosin Dan Ajia village in Anka local government area. The report.
According to the Anka Emirate Council, more than 60 communities have been displaced and abandoned due to repeated terrorist attacks. A government delegation from Zamfara State visited Anka local government area to commiserate with residents affected by the attack. The delegation, led by the deputy governor, revealed that the assault left over 50 people dead, many abducted, and properties including livestock worth millions of naira destroyed. After receiving briefings from the area council and other affected communities, the state government condemned the attack, describing it as inhumane and vowed to take steps to enhance security in the region.
The government strongly condemn the continued bandits and terrorist attack on innocent communities, which have led to the loss of over 50 lives in this Ajia village, where 100 wounded, properties destructed, and residents were displaced.
We lost more than 50 lives, and others are still in hospital. They burnt a number of houses, and they have kidnapped some other people with them.
While reaffirming its commitment to tackling banditry, the Zamfara state government has appealed to the federal government to give greater attention to security in the Zamfara state region.
And appreciate the continued effort of federal security agency operating in the state. We note with deep concern the continued absence of any official or federal government delegation to commiserate with the government and people of Zamfara.
We also want to use this opportunity to call the attention of the federal government to do the needful. There was no time since the advent of this government when we have any federal government delegation coming to console us.
To ease the hardships faced by victims of the attacks, the Zamfara state government has announced donation totaling 23 million naira, along with 200 bags of assorted grains and provisions for men and women, among other relief items. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News.
Nigeria's counter-insurgency forces have successfully repelled coordinated terrorist attacks in Borno State, killing several fighters and destroying logistic bases in air and ground operations. Clashes in Limankara and Kukawa forced insurgents into a chaotic retreat with no military casualties reported. In Lamusheri village, troops stormed an insurgents' launch pad, killing 15 fighters, destroying vehicles and recovering weapons. Attackers attempted a night assault but were quickly repelled with air support. In Kukawa, terrorists on gun trucks and motorcycles were intercepted by coordinated resistance and Nigerian Air Force strikes, resulting in more than 10 insurgents neutralized and key equipment recovered. One soldier was killed and wounded personnel were evacuated in stable condition. Military authorities say sustained operations are tightening pressure on insurgent strongholds and limiting their freedom of movement across the region. Nigeria's agricultural education sector is undergoing a strategic review as lawmakers seek to reposition agricultural colleges as engines of innovation, food security, and job creation. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Agricultural Colleges and Institutions, Senator Sharafaddin Abiodun Ali, made the announcement during a retreat that brought together committee members and heads of agricultural institutions in Abuja. Senator Ali emphasized that the future of national food security depends on transforming these institutions from centers of theory into hubs of productivity, equipping students with practical skills to drive agricultural innovation and economic growth.
I discussed the issue of debt before. I want to suggest that instead of the committee or two committees, to let us study the Debt Fund Act and the NDF Act. Professor Sonny alluded to the fact that in the NDF and well-intended Nigerians who will be able to assist us in getting some of these things done.
Governor Hyacinth Lumem Aliyah has completed a 4-kilometer canal designed to channel flash floods into the River Benue, bringing relief to residents long affected by seasonal flooding. Speaking through his Chief Press Secretary, Teso Kula, Governor Aliyah said the project, along with other road infrastructure developments, allowed residents to remain in their homes during the last rainy season for the first time. The report.
Flooding has historically been a major challenge in the state capital and surrounding communities such as Idia, Burukum and Low Level, with many areas left waterlogged every rainy season. Since assuming office in 2023, Governor Aliyah has prioritized road and drainage improvements. The Ishaya Bakut Road, linking local communities with B Division, was repaired, and 5 additional roads in Idia community were constructed, featuring concrete drainages that divert flood water into the main Idia Canal. The newly completed 4-kilometer Idia Canal efficiently evacuates excess water from residential areas into River Benue, positively impacting communities along its path.
Rainfall all over here will be water everywhere. Some of my properties are waste. Sometimes if I cook, when rain fall, so my food will just waste. So we believe that as this water done like this, no flood will come our place again. So our message to Dr. Aliyah, we praise God to his life, and we believe that God will continue to guard him.
Despite previous challenges with flooding in Benue, residents were able to remain in their homes this season thanks to the new road and flood control projects. The Chief Press Secretary to the Governor explained that these initiatives significantly reduced the impact of seasonal rains on local communities.
When the governor came in, he acknowledged this problem and started in earnest. That is why you have this 4-point-something kilometer canal erosion control. And he didn't stop at that. You can see that he has constructed more than 5 roads within the Ide community. No matter how the volume of water, they control this water down to the canal, and then it flows down to the river.
Property owners in Ida community, located along the 4-kilometer flood control project, have begun construction on their properties, encouraged by the progress made by the administration. The value of those properties has also increased as a result of the government's investment in infrastructure and flood management. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News.
Governor Hope Odidika Uzodinma has urged the newly sworn-in chairman and members of the Imo State Judicial Service Commission to be guided by conscience and integrity in carrying out their constitutional duties. Speaking during the swearing-in ceremony at the executive chambers of the Government House in Owerri, Governor Uzodinma emphasized the importance of collaboration among commission members to reposition the state judiciary as one of the best in the country. He further stated that their appointments come with a solemn responsibility to represent the voiceless and uphold the principles of fairness, justice, and the rule of law in Imo State.
Judiciary that will take care of the interests of the ordinary man. You have just sworn to an oath, and this oath is real for good conscience, for the protection of the interests of our people, for defense of our authority bestowed on us by God. So I encourage you to do the right thing at all times.
Excellency, we assure you that in this assignment, we are going to abide by our oath of office and our conscience. We will not depart from it. Imo State Judiciary have been in the news for wrong reasons in the recent past. We will do our very best to reverse the narrative. We do our very best to uphold what is fair, what is right, and what can be defended.
The 5th Assembly of the Lagos State Youth Parliament has held its maiden Youth Parliamentary Summit, marking a significant milestone in youth legislative engagement in the state. The Speaker of the Assembly, Itunuoluwa Maria Soniregun, described the summit as a declaration that voices of Lagos State youth are now actively shaping governance. She noted that the Parliament has executed over 100 projects focused on skill development. In his keynote address, Senator Tokunbo Abiru, representing Lagos Senatorial District, commended the Lagos State government for sustaining a visionary platform that empowers the youth parliament. Speaking on the theme Youth Legislature on the Rise, Shaping Policies for the Future, he emphasized that influence in the 21st century is driven by ideas, innovation, and impact.
And there is no gainsaying that policies not only shape opportunity, but they define economic direction, and they also determine inclusion or exclusion. So therefore, if the youth desire to shape the future, then you must understand and engage the legislative process. So you must from this moment begin to get involved, which of course you are already on the right path. So the legislature is the crucible where ideas are tested, refined, and institutionalized. So as your parliamentarian, you must cultivate the habit of serious lawmakers, which is to study issues deeply, consult widely, and debate very respectfully, and legislate very respectfully.
Governor Doye Duri of Bayelsa State has expressed satisfaction with the conduct of the All Progressive Congress APC congresses in the state, noting that both old and new party members are being effectively integrated through the process. The report.
Governor Doye Duri joined party faithful in his local government area of Kolokuma Opukuma in Kaima as the APC conducted 8 local government congresses across Bayelsa State. He commended party members for their orderly conduct and urged the newly elected executive to prioritize unity, inclusiveness, and grassroots mobilization to strengthen the party at all levels.
Body is one, and as I keep saying, there is no old and new member anymore. We are all old members, we are all new members. So there should be no differentiation of old and new. If you look at these people, everybody, some of them would have been in APC for a long while. Some of them may have just come in, and we have made it possible that we all integrate. And we all work together for the good of our party. And we have to win elections. So next year, we are going in for chairmanship and councillorship elections. And I'm very sure that APC will clear all the seats. Next year, we are going in for the presidential elections. This is our #1 priority. And in Kolokmo Pokuma, we can clear 95% in that presidential election.
The newly elected local government party chairman, Mr. Panebi Dibara, assures that the executives will strictly adhere to the laws of the party in all their activities.
Accept your call to serve our great party. His Excellency, sir, we are to serve, we are not to lead. We will follow instructions. We will abide by the laws of the party. We are not going to take decisions on our own. We will listen and we will follow.
The APC Local Government Congress in Bayelsa is part of a nationwide exercise to strengthen party administration at the council level. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News.
Moving on to business news. Green projects across Africa are seeking about $3.9 billion in funding as investors prepare to review a curated pipeline of climate solutions for more than 25 countries at the Africa's Green Economy Summit 2026 in Cape Town, South Africa. The report.
According to the organizers, the pipeline includes early-stage small and medium-sized enterprises, as well as expansion and infrastructure opportunities. Key sectors include renewable energy, waste management, circular economy initiatives, sustainable agriculture, the blue economy, and nature-based solutions. The summit aims to accelerate deals through pitch sessions, investors' briefings, and one-to-one matchmaking with development finance institutions, banks, and venture funds. Financing is expected to include blended finance, concessional funding, and risk mitigation tools to help scale climate solutions across the continent. Foreign investment into Nigeria's production and manufacturing sector fell by 54.11% in the first 9 months of 2025, despite a 131.96% rise in overall capital importations. The sector attracted $463.52 million, down from $1.1 billion in the same period of 2024. Manufacturing inflows reached $129.92 million in the first quarter of 2025, $72.25 million in the second quarter, and $261.35 million in the third quarter. Meanwhile, total capital importation increased significantly from $7.23 billion in 2024 to $16.78 billion in 2025. In the third quarter of 2025 alone, capital inflows rose to $6.1 billion, marking a sharp increase from $1.25 billion in the same quarter of 2024. Portfolio investments accounted for the largest share, contributing $4.85 billion, or over 80% of total inflows. The International Facility Management Association, Nigerian chapter, has inaugurated its Oyo State branch in a move aimed at modernizing the built environment in southwest Nigeria. The launch marks a shift from traditional reactive maintenance to data-driven infrastructure and strategic asset management. The inauguration took place during the association's first strategic meeting of 2026 at the Nigerian Society of Engineers Secretariat in Ibadan. The event brought together National Executive Council members and industry stakeholders focused on improving professional standards in the region. In his keynote address, IFMA Nigeria Chapter President, Engineer Sheriff Daramola, highlighted the link between professional facility management and economic growth. He noted that with a global network of 25,000 members across 140 countries, the new Oyo branch is positioned to align local infrastructure with international standards. Naomi Ewere, reporting from Beetv News.
America's supporters erupted in celebration after the United States secured Olympics men ice hockey gold with a dramatic 2-1 overtime victory against fierce rivals Canada, ending a nearly half-century drought in the event. The report. The championship clash delivered one of the most intense finals in recent Olympic history, with both North American powerhouses showcasing high-tempo skating, disciplined defense, and world-class goaltending from the opening puck draw. Canada struck first in the opening period, capitalizing on a defensive lapse to silence the largely pro-American crowd. The United States responded in the second period, leveling the score through a well-worked attacking sequence that beat the Canadian netminder low to the glove side. The equalizer shifted momentum firmly towards the Americans, who pressed aggressively for the go-ahead goal, while Canada relied on counterattacks and physical play to stay in contention. Despite several late chances for both teams in the third period, regulation time ended 1-1, forcing sudden death overtime. The tension inside the arena rose sharply as fans understood a single mistake would decide the gold medal. The decisive moment came in overtime when an American forward broke through the neutral zone, combined quickly with a teammate, and fired a clinical shot past the Canadian goalkeeper to seal the historic 2-1 victory. Players rushed onto the ice in celebration as the United States bench emptied, marking the country's first Olympics men hockey gold in almost 50 years. American fans hailed the triumph as a landmark achievement, praising the team's resilience, defensive organization, and composure under pressure. Social media across the country filled instantly with celebratory messages, calling the win a defining moment for U.S. hockey on the international stage. For Canada, the defeat was a bitter disappointment after entering the final as one of the tournament favorites. Nevertheless, analysts commended the team's performance and noted the match lived up to its billing as one of the sport's greatest rivalries. The victory not only restores the United States to the summit of Olympic men's ice hockey, but is also expected to inspire a new generation of players and strengthen the sport's profile nationwide. Temitope Oluwafemi reporting for Beetv News. And now to entertainment. Nigerian music executive Soso Sobericon publicly offers 50 million naira to comedian and singer Kata Efe if he agrees to step into the ring with controversial artist Portable for a boxing match. Soso Sobericon made the offer during Kata Efe and Pella's visit to E-Money's house. The report.
According to videos circulating online, Sobericon stated that he is willing to put the money on the table to make the proposed celebrity about to happen. He inquired whether Kata Efe would be willing to step in the ring with Portable, upon which Kata responded in the positive, adding that he intends to ensure that Portable doesn't leave the ring standing. The challenge appears to be aimed at creating a high-profile entertainment spectacle, as Kata Efe and Portable are known for their outspoken personalities and social media presence. In another development, popular content creator Pella has sparked reactions online after speaking about his personal lifestyle choices and upcoming wedding plans. In a recent live stream, Pella said he is still a virgin and attributed his decision to warnings he received before leaving Ikorodu. He claimed that engaging in a casual relationship could negatively affect a person's glory, a phrase often used in spiritual context. He also revealed that he plans to get married soon and intends to hold wedding ceremonies in 3 different countries. The entertainer added that despite public assumptions, he has chosen to abstain from sexual activity despite being in a relationship with Jarvis. Robert Aramayo won Best Actor at this year's BAFTA Film Awards for portraying John Davidson, a campaigner for Tourette syndrome. He also picked up the Rising Star Award earlier in the evening. The double win marked a major milestone in his career and was one of the standout moments of the ceremony. His performance was widely praised for its depth and sensitivity. Jessie Buckley won Best Actress for her role as Agnes in Hamnet. In her speech, she dedicated the award to the women who have inspired and shaped her work. And that's it on the entertainment news. Evelyn is reporting for Beetv News.
And now to the world of sports. Super Eagles forward and Wolves striker Tolu Arokodare has been subjected to racist abuse on social media following his team's 1-0 defeat at Crystal Palace. The abuse came after he missed a first-half penalty, with screenshots shared by both the player and the club showing multiple offensive messages from anonymous accounts. Arokodare expressed his shock on Instagram, condemning the racism and calling for action against those responsible. Wolves also condemned the behavior, describing it as abhorrent and unlawful and pledging full support to the Nigerian international while working with authorities and social media platforms to identify the perpetrators. The incident was not isolated. Sunderland winger Romain Mondo also received racist messages after his substitute appearance in a 3-1 home defeat by Fulham, highlighting ongoing concerns about discrimination in English football. Many thanks for staying with us on Beetv News Update at 3. My name is Timitokwe Oluwafemi. Have a pleasant afternoon. Goodbye.